Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to week 4 here in the SNHU 107 learning community. I am Melanie Shop, your SNHU learning community facilitator, and I am excited to talk all things week 4 with you, especially regarding putting together your personal or academic mission statement and 3 short-term SMART goals. So first and foremost, folks, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It is our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. As a reminder, the Online Accessibility Center works to get you, our students, content like classroom content, online webinars, events, student activities in a way that works best for you. So if you have questions on this or want to know more, please connect with the OAC. Couple of webinar reminders. As always, this is an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct, both inside the classroom, but also outside the classroom in the SNHU Connect learning communities. Also, as a reminder, these webinars are not mandatory, they're not graded, and there are not any extra credit points awarded. But I hope that you are learning things as you watch them and you're having a little bit of fun too, because that's what it's all about. All right, folks, so here in week 4, you guys have a discussion assignment. So as a reminder, that discussion assignment, your initial post is due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. and at least 2 responses to classmates is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. As always, if you want to do those earlier, you totally can. You also have another activity assignment for week 4, module 4. And this week it is centered on writing your mission statement and then 3 short-term SMART goals. So we're going to work through that. As always, folks, make sure that you are reading those course announcements and checking your SNHU email, okay? Every week it's important, but especially here in week 4, a lot of students can struggle with putting together those short-term SMART goals, okay? So your faculty are going to be posting helpful tips and tricks and ideas for your success in addition to this webinar, but also they might be emailing you out some things to think about or ways to do things. So make sure you're checking those course announcements and checking that university email. If you have questions or you're stuck, don't wait. Email, call, text your faculty as soon as possible with your questions. Take a minute, look in Brightspace at the My Instructor announcement, see how your instructors communicate either via email, texting. Some of them do FaceTime or Google Hangout. Just get with them in a way that works best for you and is convenient for both of you, because we want you to be successful. Also, folks, this is a great time for you guys to practice, if you have not been already, utilizing your SNHU resources, like the Academic Support Writing Team. As we've talked about before, you can go to academic support right in your Brightspace classroom. You can either click on Online Student Services or scroll down to the bottom on the left-hand side, click on academic support, and then it'll pull up a menu where you can click Need Help with Homework and then click on Written Feedback. This allows you to upload any written assignment. So it could be discussions, it could be activity assignments, it could be projects, anything that's university related. And the writing team will actually look that over and give you ideas for edits and changes and things for your success. So this is a great time to utilize that team because they know what your faculty are looking for on these week 4 activity assignments as you're writing your mission and short-term goals, okay? So check those announcements, check your email, and I highly encourage you to work with our amazing SNHU Academic Support team. So as we begin thinking about week 4, we kind of have to go back a little bit to the beginning. We have talked a lot so far this term about our time management, things that interrupt our time management or our schedule, how our attitudes and actions can impact our time management, right? We've also learned about SNHU resources, departments, and people at the university we can utilize for our success. But we've also leaned in a little bit to those outside the classroom, those social supports, right? Those people, places, and things outside of the university that can help us achieve our goals. But as you're sitting down and writing or working on this week 4 activity assignment, you want to kind of go back to the beginning and remind yourself, like, why did I start this journey? Because that's going to help drive you in writing that academic mission statement. And it's also going to help you put together a few goals, okay? The easiest thing to do, I tell folks, as you work on some of these assignments and activities, is if you're somebody that you need that good old-fashioned pen and paper or paper and pencil, do that. Print off the activity template and fill it in, writing and jotting things down to get your thoughts down, and then go back and type it up, okay? So if that's something you need to do what works best for you. As you're thinking about, why you started this whole journey, remember how we just talked here recently about what our why is. Maybe for some of you, you're doing this for other people. You're doing it for your loved ones, or you're going to be the first one in your family to earn a college degree, or you want to show other people that, what hard work looks like. And, your degree is something that nobody can take away from you because you had to put in the work for it. So if that is where you're kind of going, remember that as you push through these next few journeys. Maybe you're doing it to change your lifestyle, buy that house or go on that vacation or not live paycheck to paycheck anymore. And you want to buy things that you dream about. For some of you, maybe you're just back in school or coming to school to learn. Like you've always been interested in a subject. Maybe you need the degree for your work. Maybe this is something you've always been passionate about. At the bottom line, at the end of it all, this is for you, right? This is you that has to put in the time. This is your journey. So what your academic mission or personal mission statement does, it just defines why you're here and what you're going to do with your degree and how it's going to impact you, those around you, like your loved ones, but also your community. So think about your mission statement that way. And then your goals are steps to get there, things that you can cross off along the way that are going to keep you on track for your success, okay? Now, the template does a really good job, folks, of breaking down how to put together your mission statement and those 3 short-term SMART goals. But there's also an example that is in your classroom, and I will show you when we get done here. So if you need to go back and look at it, you can, but I'll go through it on the webinar also. So let's start first with, remember there's a template. So you need to have Microsoft Word or something compatible that your faculty is able to open and grade and review the document that you submit, right? When you guys pull this up, you will notice that it's going to have you draft an academic personal mission statement and then draft 3 SMART academic goals, okay? It is going to walk you through how to do this. And you're going to notice that it has write a sentence or 2 doing this, write a sentence doing this, write a sentence doing this. But you don't want to actually just write a sentence. You want to put it all together down here at the bottom. And I'm going to give you an example, okay? So this is the template. This is what it looks like. So when you actually get to writing it, like I said, remember your why. Think about what you're here for. So what degree are you getting? When are you going to graduate? An estimation, doesn't have to be perfect, but an estimate of when you're going to graduate. For example, everybody is different, but very generically speaking, if you are getting an associate's degree, plan for 2 to 3 years from now for you to graduate. If you're getting a bachelor's degree, plan for 3 to 6 years. Again, everybody's different, but if you really want to know, you can reach out to your advisor and they'll give you that estimated graduation date. So think about, why you're here, what degree you're getting, when you might graduate, what is the career or profession that you plan on going into, and then what are you going to do with your degree? That's all you're doing as you put together that academic mission statement. So when you write it, they should look like these examples. And these examples are in your Brightspace classroom underneath module 4, and I'll show you where to find them. So as you think about your mission statement, you're going to you want to write a sentence or 2 summarizing your purpose for pursuing higher education and your proposed graduation date. You're going to also want to make sure that this little paragraph has a sentence or 2 summarizing the type of professional you wish to become in your career, and then how you hope to enhance your community or profession with your degree. So remember, why are you here? What degree are you getting? When are you maybe going to graduate, right? Or when are you going to graduate? And then what are you going to do with your degree? So here's some examples that, again, are in the classroom, but I want to kind of talk you through them because I think it helps you to plug yourself and your degree and what you're doing into these examples. This is what your mission statement should look like. Do not, do not copy it word for word or verbatim, okay? This is somebody else's work. This is just an example, but it gives you a framework for how you could put yours together. So let's read through the first one. The first academic mission statement says, my academic mission is to successfully complete a bachelor's degree in business administration by June 2024. You see what they did? They want to get a bachelor's degree, right? They're getting it in business administration, and they put an estimated graduation date of June 2024. So that knocks out the first thing you need to have, right? Next, I hope to use the entrepreneurial and management skills developed in my degree to open my own business in the online retail market. So in answering that second part, they want to open an online store, okay? Last thing, through my business, I hope to provide goods and services to the public while maintaining a profitable living so I can spend more time with my family and support my children's future education. So that is what they want to do with their degree. Does that make sense? So what your degree is, when you're going to graduate, what you're going to do with your degree, right? Like what professional career you want to have, and then how is it going to impact you, your loved ones, your community? And that's the easiest way to break it down. So that's a generic example. Another example written just a little bit differently, okay? My academic mission is to successfully complete a bachelor's degree in English and creative writing by 2024 and become a self-published author. So do you notice here, they state what degree they're getting, bachelor's degree in English and creative writing, and they just put 2024 the year. They didn't have the month. That's okay, as long as you have an idea, all right? And they want to become an author. I intend to use my creative writing skills to become a leading writer in adult fiction and screenwriting while maintaining my position as a publications editor. So what are they going to do with this degree? What profession? They want to stay as a publications editor, but they also want to do a few other things, right? I wish to participate in bettering the world through creative works and influence people to be passionate about literature and reading. So how are they going to enhance their community, or what is this going to do for their community or loved ones around them? They want to influence people to be passionate about literature and reading. Okay, so these are two very different majors, two very different career paths. However, you'll notice that you can see in each paragraph how they checked off the types of sentences and items they needed to include in their mission, right? That is how you put together your academic personal mission statement, okay? So remember, look at the examples, write your own, but this gives you a great framework for how this should look, okay? Now, next is the SMART goals. Honestly, folks, this is the area where most students either forget something or they get a little bit confused. My advice to you is to keep them as simple as possible, but always make sure that they follow this SMART formula. So as you put together these 3 SMART goals, you want to make sure they're specific so that somebody that doesn't know you very well that's reading them can understand what you're talking about. They're measurable, meaning that there's a way to see, like, did I do that? Did I not do that? If I said I was going to get an A in my class, did I really get an A? You know, there's a way for you to see if you did or didn't do it or attain it. Make sure it's realistic or attainable, okay? Don't just throw something against the wall and hope it's going to stick. Like, it needs to connect to your mission statement. Make sure it's relevant, right? And then time-based. This is the one that everybody misses. SMART goals are meant to be short-term, which means they should happen between now and 6 months. So as you're writing your goals, your goal should not be to earn your degree and graduate, okay? That is your mission statement. What a SMART goal is things that you're going to do to help you make sure you graduate. Okay, everybody? So let's go through some examples. I think this helps a lot because in the template, it is going to ask you to draft 3 SMART academic goals that relate to your academic personal mission statement. Okay, they should be achievable in the next 6 months. And then things to think about, you know, is like, how do you know how does it tie to your mission? Like, how do you know you've done it? And like, when is the time frame? Okay, but I'm going to give you some examples to help you. So here's a good example of a SMART goal. Okay, my goal is to submit all work on time or before the due date for my first 2 terms by meeting with my advisor weekly and mapping out the assignments and deadlines for my classwork. I will know I have succeeded in achieving my goal by submitting all my work on time or early. This relates to my mission statement because I must successfully complete my assignments in order to pass my classes and obtain my degree. So if you look at this and kind of dissect it a little bit, you can tell that the student's goal is to submit their stuff on time or early to keep them on track with their classes, right? Notice that they explained how they're going to do this. So there's a how. So here's what I'm going to do. And then here's how I'm going to do it. So this student is going to meet with their advisor weekly and map out their assignments and deadlines, okay? And then they'll know that they achieved it because they can look in their classroom and see, like, did I get all those assignments in? Check, check, check. Yep, I got them all in. And then how does it tie to their mission statement? Because they have to pass those classes, right? And earn that degree. And you'll notice they put that time frame on it of their first 2 terms. So as you guys are writing these, keep them simple and just kind of check off that, yep, I included like what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, the time frame is in there, my due date or deadline, and then like how it connects to my academic mission statement. Here's an example of another goal. I will submit my work on time. That is an awesome goal, but it's not a SMART goal because it doesn't have a due date. It doesn't explain how you're going to do it, right? Or how it ties to your degree. Does that make sense? So another example that I'm going to give you is, let's say that you struggle with your writing mechanics. Maybe you're getting some points taken off from week to week because your writing just is not where it should be. A great SMART goal is that you will work with the Academic Support Writing Services to help improve your grade. And you will do this by setting up an appointment and submitting your work either every week or every other week for the next couple of terms. So that gives you what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, the due date or deadline, right? And then how does it tie to your mission statement? Well, it's going to help improve your overall grades, which are going to help you successfully pass your classes to get your degree. That's an example. Another example is maybe while you're going to school, you wanted to look for some part-time work that'll allow you to afford school and to continue going. So maybe for you, it's connecting with our SNHU Career Services team, SNHU Career, and maybe you're going to schedule a meeting with them within the next month or so to help look over your resume and cover letter and any part-time jobs that they might be aware of that are through SNHU. So again, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, put that due date or that time frame on it, right? And then how does that connect to your mission statement? If you're able to continue going to classes by getting that part-time job, you can finish your classes and stay on track to finish your degree. Okay, those are just simple examples. One more, just in case, is for some of you, maybe you're trying to get into a routine, a time management routine that works best for you. So your goal could be that you are going to implement a new time management schedule. You are going to either buy a planner or put it in your phone or schedule time when you're going to actually study for SNHU classes or coursework. And you're going to do it by the next, couple of weeks or the next week. And then why is that important? Because it's going to keep you on track, right, for your classes. So you know the how, you know the time, you know what you're going to do, right? So those are just some simple examples. Other examples that just to get you kind of thinking about those SMART goals is maybe you really want to get an A in whatever classes you're taking this term or the next couple of terms. So that can be a goal. But if you're going to say that you want to do well or do good in your classes, that doesn't count because you have to be specific, right? So you want to say, like, I want to do well in my classes by getting an A or a B, like define it. Pick one, by getting an A in all of the courses I'm taking for the next 2 terms here at SNHU. So that gives you what you're going to do. It gives you your time frame, then explain like how you're going to do it. I'm going to manage my time, use my resources, and how does it connect back? If you're passing your classes and doing well, keeps you on track for your degree, right? So those are just a few examples that are out there that I've seen. But the key is remembering to explain what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, make sure that you have a timeline, either the due date or deadline of when you're going to do it by, and then how it relates back, okay? Like keep it simple, take a deep breath, just kind of jot down a few things that you want to do and then put the pieces together, okay? And remember, this example is in your course, so you can go back and look at that if that's helpful too, all right? Now, just a few helpful reminders before I just log into the classroom and show you a few quick things is don't forget, of course, to be checking those course announcements and SNHU email, but also make sure if this is any time to connect, it is now with the academic support team and those writing coaches. They're wonderful to work with. Your assignments come back within 12 to 24 hours. It's a quick turnaround. Don't wait until the last minute, but I really encourage you to definitely work with them. Don't forget when you're writing those goals that you need a due date within the next 6 months. The next 3 to 6 months is kind of on average. Most students forget the due date, and don't forget you need 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes students just write 1 or 2. You need all 3 to count for the assignment, okay? Make sure you are writing academically, so avoid those abbreviations, that text talk that we're so good at, like LOL, or not capitalizing words like I or you and spelling it out. Make sure you guys are doing that, because if you're checking it with like a spell checker on your phone or in Word, it doesn't always catch it anymore. So make sure things are properly capitalized, properly spelled out, and not abbreviated, and that you're using the correct version of words, because that's another place that can trip you up and get you some points off on your grammar. All right. So before I end things, I wanted to real quick take you guys into the classroom. So hold on just a sec. As a reminder, you might see a little gray box. That's just my controls. So here we are in an old SNHU 107 classroom just from a couple of terms ago. So if you see dates that look different, that's why. And also I'm an instructor, so it can look a little bit different. But you will find everything under course menu, learning modules, and then scroll down to module 4, okay? When you get into module 4, it opens up what you have going on. So remember to go through module 4 up here, click the blue, gets you where you want to go. You guys have a discussion assignment this week, as I mentioned in the beginning of the webinar. So make sure you review what you should be talking about, because this week you're talking about the value of these personal mission statements and short-term goals, and then how they can impact your ability to be successful. So make sure you guys review that. Initial post due by Thursday, 11:59 p.m. and peer responses, classmate responses, at least 2 due by Sunday, 11:59 p.m., but you can always do them earlier. Here is that 4-2 activity, drafting the personal mission statement and goals. I encourage you to click on the blue, gets you to where you want to go. And you want to click on that requirements and rubric. And then it's going to pull up, again, the overview of the assignment, and it's going to pull up what we just went through. But what I wanted to show you guys is here's the template, Module 4 Activity Template Word Document. That's what you click on, type right in it, just like you've done the other weeks when you've had activity assignments. But right here is this exemplar PDF. I wanted to pull this open because this is the document that shows those examples that I went through, in case you want to print it off and look back at it, or just look back at it, click through screens to reference it as you're writing your own personal mission statement and your own 3 SMART goals. Remember, folks, do not copy this word for word, okay? This is somebody else's work. Keep your academic integrity in check, but this provides a wonderful framework for you to kind of plug yourself in and change it up for what works for you and what you want to state for this assignment, all right? So that is the activity. The other thing I wanted to remind you guys of is you can click on course menu and learning modules and scroll down to academic support. When you do that, you will see get help with your schoolwork. Click on that. And when you do that, you will see all the options to work with a wonderful academic support team, like tutoring, workshops. I mean, there's so much stuff on here. Live chat is on here if you have a generic question. But this written feedback, click on try it now. It'll walk you through how to upload those written assignments so that they can run through them and give you some ideas for your success, okay? So that is the week 4 assignment, discussion and assignment activity, and then a reminder of how to access the SNHU Academic Support team. So hold on one sec while it takes me back. All right, folks, we're at the end of week 4's webinar. As a reminder, next week for week 5 will be loaded just like this one in our SNHU First Year Experience YouTube page. As you work through this week, if you get stuck, folks, just remember to take a big old deep breath, okay? You can do this. It's literally just thinking about your plan and writing it down. And if you get stuck, use your SNHU resources. Reach out to your faculty, reach out to your advisor, work with that academic support writing team. It's really helpful. Plus, you can go back and watch this webinar as many times as you might need to for your success. Folks, putting your mission statements and those short-term goals, those short-term SMART goals on paper is really empowering, because this is your journey. And this is like a snapshot of what, like a vision board, but on paper, of what you're going to do and why you want to do it and how you're going to get there. So have fun with this assignment. Remember, it's your degree. Nobody can take it away from you once you're done. So put in the time, put in the energy, take a big old deep breath, connect with your resources, and remember, you got this. Have a wonderful week 4.